How to make your ex regret leaving you. You got dumped, blocked, and now she's posting selfies with another guy. Feels like your entire world just snapped in half, right? She traded you in like last year's sneakers, probably hoping you'd disappear, broken and forgotten. Maybe your friends joke about moving on, but every night you replay every word she said as she walked away, leaving you stranded in your own humiliation. The worst part? She doesn't even look back. But let me tell you something. Every man has a choice. You can become the ghost she never thinks about, or the storm she can't escape. In this video, I'm not here to sugarcoat or sell false hope. I'll show you the exact mindset and actions that flip the script and make her question every step away from you. We're talking real masculine power, no games, no chasing, no desperate texts. You want transformation? It starts with understanding why she actually left, and why women always circle back to the man who walks with purpose and quiet strength. Pause right here and hit that subscribe button, because the content here is raw, direct, and will turn you into the best version of yourself. Check the first pinned comment for a free extra resource that goes way beyond what any dating coach dares to share. Now ask yourself, do you have the guts to become the kind of man she'll never forget? Or will you keep playing by her rules? Wait till you see what comes next. So here's what comes next. You stop playing by her rules. You start playing by yours. You shut the door without slamming it. You become quiet thunder. A man who doesn't argue, doesn't explain, doesn't beg, just exits the stage and builds a bigger theater. And before we move, we clean house. The late-night scroll has to die. That compulsion to watch her stories, zoom into her selfie, decode the new guy's jawline, delete it. Every view is a vote for your own weakness. The just checking in text is a confession. It says, "You still own my mood." Never send a woman your power in a paragraph. The apology monologue, the promise to change, the flowers at her office, self-humiliation in a gift bag. A man on his knees isn't romantic. He's invisible. The drunk 2 a.m. Message is a torch you set to your dignity. If a bottle opens your phone, you're not sipping, you're bleeding. And the "let's be friends" offer? That's you volunteering to stand guard at a door she locked from the inside. You are not her emotional support. You are not her audience. You are not her plan B. Pause. Ever notice how silence gets loud? When you stop feeding her updates, curiosity starts feeding on her. That's not a trick. That's gravity. But you don't go silent for her. You go silent for you. No contact isn't a tactic, it's a standard. It's how a man resets his nervous system, gathers his tribe, and returns to the mission. Watch what happens when your attention stops financing yesterday and starts funding tomorrow. Let me hand you a picture you can feel. Jake, Chicago, South Loop. Monday to Friday, he worked a sales floor that smelled like coffee and ambition, hitting quotas that never loved him back. She left in March. The goodbye wasn't cruel, it was clean. "I just don't feel it anymore." That sentence kept playing like a loop stuck under his skin. First week, he played dead, scrolling her feed, memorizing the new angles, the friends he never met, the rooftop photos that pretended the wind didn't sting. He sent the long text. He blamed himself. He asked for one more shot. He offered to stay friends. No pressure. Saturday night, he drank too much, called 3 times, left 2 voicemails he didn't remember and one he'll never forget. Sunday morning, head pounding, dignity in pieces, he saw the 3 dots appear and disappear. Nothing landed. That was rock bottom, in a studio with blinds half broken and a plant he forgot to water. Then a switch. He deleted her number and wrote it down on paper, locked it away in a shoebox in his closet, out of his phone, out of his reach. He unfollowed without announcement. He bought a cheap alarm clock so his phone slept outside his bedroom. He walked into a gym at 6 a.m., quiet, cold, unspectacular, and he picked up a bar. Deadlifts didn't care about his heartbreak. Iron only respects consistency. For 90 days, he went monk mode. Training, sleep, steak, water, sunlight. He booked a therapist for 8 weeks, not to talk about her, but to talk about why he ever thought begging was love. He stopped drinking to take the edge off and let the edge sharpen him. He swapped the hoodie he hid in for a plain white tee that fit his frame like a promise. Haircut every 2 weeks, beard trimmed, shoes clean. He ate at home, saved cash, took a night class in digital marketing. He asked his manager for the hardest account, the one everyone dodged. He started jiu-jitsu on Saturdays. He lost 18 pounds of softness and put on 10 pounds of armor. He rebuilt his apartment. One bookshelf, one plant that lived, one candle that didn't smell like nostalgia. He started posting, but not for her. Lake Michigan at sunrise, a PR on deadlifts, a book finished, a suit that finally fit. No captions begging for attention. Just signals. Quiet, measured, adult. 90 days in, something shifted. The first quiet morning he woke without thinking her name. He made coffee and realized he didn't need closure. He needed momentum. His circle changed. He grabbed lunch with men who lifted, built, and kept their word. On Sundays, they ran the lakefront instead of nursing hangovers. Invitations multiplied. So did options. Not because he chased, but because he glowed. Calm, competent, unavailable. Then September hit. Her name popped up with a simple, "Hey, stranger." He looked at the screen, smiled, and set the phone down. He went to training. He went to work. He went to sleep. He wasn't cold. He was untouchable. The man she left was gone. The door she knew no longer existed. That's the part no one tells you. You don't get her back. You get yourself back. And when you do, she's not the prize anymore. Listen closely. You are not hiding. You are not playing games. You are applying pressure to the only place it matters, your own standards. A man who can disappear can never be discarded. A man with a mission is never a spare. When you stop orbiting her, your world stops spinning and starts revolving around a sun called purpose. Work becomes proof. Discipline becomes identity. Your attention is the most expensive thing you own. You do not invest it in memories. Right now you might think, but what if she forgets me? Good. Let the old image die. Let the boy she left burn so the man can enter. Regret doesn't come from your words. It comes from her shadow falling on a life she can't get into anymore. She checks, she sees movement, she feels distance. Not petty, not posted for her. Just undeniable. Here's a question that resets your entire frame. If she never comes back, are you still becoming a man you respect? If the answer is no, stop everything and fix that. If the answer is yes, keep going, she's already felt it. You want codes? You live by codes. No contact is law. Frame over feelings. Mission before women. Attention is currency. Spend none on the past. Return only as a new man or don't return at all. Hold that in your chest like a vow. Because the world will test you. Friends will tell you to be mature and stay friends. That's not maturity. That's a leaked boundary. Your ex is not your therapist, and you are not her safety net. You don't hate her. You just don't sit at a table where you're not invited to eat. Decide fast, move slow, speak less. When you do speak, make it cost you effort. Calm is your crown. In a country where everyone performs online, you will be the man who doesn't. She posts on a rooftop, you build one. She flirts in a story, you write one with your results. Here's the uncomfortable truth. She didn't leave because you weren't enough. She left because the version of you she knew stopped growing. So you grow in a direction she can't predict. You change cities if you must. Change your car, change your schedule. Change the way you show up to Thanksgiving. Upright, on time, shoulders back, eyes steady, giving more than you take. You treat the gym like church and your calendar like scripture. You build competence until it hums under your skin. Then watch what happens. The DMs start to shift. The invitations start to feel different. Women don't chase potential. They orbit certainty. And there's a twist coming. Because this isn't just about making her regret. It's about making you unregrettable. The man who can be left cannot be owned. The man who can be alone cannot be controlled. When you learn to sit with your hunger without feeding it junk attention, you become dangerous in the most beautiful way. Calm, selective, disciplined. The Godfather never raised his voice. He raised his standards. You are not angry. You are not bitter. You are building a family with your future. Work, health, brothers, faith, craft. You give your best to those who earn it, not to the past that burned it. Let's end this chapter with a vision. 6 months from now, she's scrolling at midnight, light on her face, thinking it would be easy to get your attention like before. She taps your profile. She finds a man standing on his own land, a man hosting his people after Sunday service, a man who looks like he sleeps. She types, deletes, types again. Maybe she hits send, maybe she doesn't. Either way, you're not waiting. You're not watching the dots dance, you're in motion. Because the only regret that matters is the regret you refuse to carry. Keep your eyes on me. In the next section, we're going to render the verdict. If she reaches out, what do you say? If she wants to meet, what's the move? If she begs to come back, how do you test, and how do you decide? This is where boys fold and men deliver sentence. Stay right here. The final judgment is coming. Here's the verdict you've been waiting for. If she reaches out, you don't audition. You don't explain the past. You don't trade paragraphs for closure. You answer like a man with a calendar. Good to hear from you. I'm focused this week. If you want to talk, call Friday at 6. One window, one channel, one shot, no ping pong, no memes, no midnight hey. Breadcrumbs get silence. If she can't step into a frame, she doesn't get a frame. If she wants to meet, you set the terms. Daytime, public. Coffee, not cocktails. 45 minutes. You arrive steady, you leave first. No rehashing every scene. You're not a historian. You're evaluating. She needs to bring 3 things without being prompted. Accountability, specifics, and a plan. I'm sorry is a sound. I understand how I failed. Here's what I've changed. Here's how I'll prove it is a sentence. Watch her feet, not her eyes. If she blames everything but her choices, you finish your coffee and you're gone. If she asks to come back, you don't slide. You vet. You set probation like a CEO. Clear standards, clear time frame, clear consequences. Zero drama, zero games, zero threats. Respect in public and private, communication without ultimatums, consistency for 8-12 weeks before intimacy returns. Non-negotiables are non-negotiable. If there was cheating, contempt, or character-level disrespect, the door is sealed. Not out of anger, out of self-respect. Forgiveness can be given. Access cannot. Phone rules stay iron. No all-night texting marathons. No love-bombing nostalgia. Calls once a week in person if it's going anywhere. You keep your routine intact. Gym at 6, work that matters, brothers that hold you to a higher bar. She's not invited to interrupt your mission. She's invited to witness it. If she tests you, you don't flinch, you don't lecture. You return to standard. Calm is the crown. Here's how you speak when necessary. Direct, warm, brief. No sarcasm, no bitterness. She's not your enemy, she's not your oxygen. If she brings chaos, you bring distance. If she brings effort, you bring clarity. Either way, you remain the same temperature. Quiet thunder. Understand the leverage. Regret doesn't come from your mouth, it comes from your life. When your actions say, I rebuilt, her memory has to do the math. Your new apartment is clean, your sleep is honest, your calendar is tight, your bank account is heavier, your body looks like it keeps promises. You became the man you respect. That's the gravity she feels. That's the gravity you live by. Etch this into your bones. You return only as a new man to a new dynamic. Or you don't return at all. You're not campaigning for a reunion. You're enforcing a standard. If it aligns, good. If it doesn't, also good. A man who can walk away is a man who cannot be owned. One word. The whole playbook in a single cut. Sovereignty. Now hold your codes like steel. No contact is law until she shows real investment. Frame over feelings. Emotion is weather. Standards are climate. Mission before women. Purpose is the sun. Everything else orbits. Attention is currency. Stop funding the past. Return as a new man or don't return at all. Listen to how this lands in America, where everyone's broadcasting their highlight reel. You don't perform, you produce. She posts a skyline, you're signing the lease. She hints at missing you, you're booked. Training at dawn, meetings on time, Sunday dinner with your people. blessing the table you paid for. No speeches, results. And now the mirror. Tonight, bathroom light too bright, steam on the glass, you look yourself dead in the eyes and ask, would I follow this man? Would I trust him with my future, my name, my family? If the answer is no, you already know your next move. If the answer is yes, you've already won. She'll feel it. The world will too. If this hit you where it needed to, subscribe. This is a channel for men who build, not men who beg. Like the video if it reminded you who you are. Drop a comment with the standard you're enforcing this week. Say it out loud so we can hold you to it. Final decree, clean and simple. From this day forward, you sit on your own throne, and you do not abdicate.